You're listening to the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast with your host, Bob Gardner.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Michael Couch and Keystone Realty. Michael and Keystone serve both Hillsborough and Pasco County and specialize in the Keystone area of Odessa. If you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell a home, look no further than Michael and the team at Keystone Realty. They not only work in the area, they live here as well. So remember that name, Keystone Realty. Their goal is helping homeowners with their treasured investment. You can find them on Facebook under Keystone Realty, and of course their phone number is 813-240-9146. When you call Keystone Realty, ask for Michael, and make sure to thank them for sponsoring the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast. Happy New Year and welcome to the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast. This is Bob, your host, and today I thought I would just start talking about what we did last year, just to kick off the third season and the inaugural podcast for the third season. I thought I would share that stuff. So in no particular order, I thought I'd go through the list. I wrote some things down. Now, a lot of this stuff is generalizations. You know, I took estimates of what we did, and I tried to go on the low end of those estimates. Some things I know the exact numbers of, and some things are just estimated numbers. So last year, I just want to let you know that we had 5 different locations that we did. 5 different locations throughout Pasco County at 11 different times during the week. Some of them are once a month, some of them are twice a month, and some of them are weekly. Over that 5 different locations, 11 different times, we served more than 2,500 people each month, sometimes much more, such as in November and December. The numbers went way, way up, but 2,500 to 3,000 is a typical month for us. And I think December and November, we had close to 5,000 people that we served each of those months. Along with that, we served over 40,000, yes, 40,000 bags of groceries in 2023. That's simply amazing. 40,000 bags of groceries. Now, that is not enough for, when we put a bag of groceries together, that is not enough for a person or a family for a full week. We always consider this supplemental, although we try to give as much as we can. Now, with that, here's where the number's a little sketchy. I know the minimum that we had. I just don't know the maximum we had. So, like bottles of water, bottles of soda, bottles of juice, the single-serve ones. We served over 100,000 of those drinks. It could be as many as 200,000, but I'm not sure the exact numbers. I do know it was over 100,000, and that is just simply amazing. We also have volunteers that come and work for Messengers of Hope regularly. We have over 20 volunteers that come on a regular basis. They may not come every single week, but they come at least once a month, and some of them come quarterly, but we have over 20, I think it's right around 25 that regularly come, and that doesn't include people that may donate stuff and they work in their neighborhood to collect stuff for us. I'm not even talking about those volunteers. If we went to that, I would probably have to sit down and really think through that, and I bet you the number would kind of double. Now, we also have over, and I went through this, through my notes on this, we have over 100 unique volunteers. Now, these volunteers might be from Publix, they might be from Walmart, they might be from a church group such as North Tampa Church of Christ or Emmanuel Baptist Church. We have over 100 unique volunteers. And these are not the regulars. These are the ones that maybe come once or twice a year, and they really fill in. And I want to thank them because I'm telling you, when we have places like Publix and Walmart come, they get so much done in such a short time because they're used to working on this type of thing. So it makes it really amazing to see them come in and do this work. Now, if you're familiar with Messengers of Hope Mission at all, you know that we also give out dog and cat food. And over 2023, because we have help from individuals that donate stuff and from the Humane Society of Tampa Bay that sometimes donates dog and cat food to us, we were able to serve over 2,000 bags of dog food, and that may also include like canned goods. So, we count like 5 cans of dog food as one bag. So that's the equivalent. So we were able to serve over 2,000 bags and cans of dog and cat food in 2023. And actually, just as a side note, we served about 4 bags of bird food to a family that had a bird. So that was kind of cool to be able to do that. Just not something we do on a regular basis, but we got the stuff in, so we were happy to share it. Back to the regular food. Again, I said this was in no particular order, so if I'm jumping around, I apologize for that. Just bear with me. So I was thinking about some of the food that we gave out this year. So for Thanksgiving/Friendsgiving and Christmas/winter solstice/ the holidays, however you celebrate those things, we gave out over 1,000 turkeys, hams, whole chickens, and or racks of ribs. So over 1,000 during those 2 holiday periods. Also in 2023, we gave out these are boxes and bags, we gave out over 50,000 boxes and bags of cereal. And a lot of that came from Seitenbacher, which is a local health company here. It's a German-based company, but they are based right here in Odessa in the United States and somewhere in California. And we get donations from them. So thank you, Seitenbacher, for that. That was a huge, huge help. To go on with the holiday season, so, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you may celebrate, we were able to give gifts to families, now get this, for over 600 children. That's the most we've ever done in one year, over 600 children. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of 609 or 10 children, depending on some of the family's numbers there. But that is the roughest estimate that I could come up with. So that is amazing. I think in the past we've done almost 500. This year we did over 600, which is just absolutely amazing. And it floors me that we were able to do that. And that is thanks to y'all. So some of the new things or expanded things that we're able to do this year. So, of course, we give out groceries and we give out mostly shelf-stable stuff. That has been what we've been doing for over 9 years, giving out the shelf-stable groceries. And whenever we can, we have produce and bread and pastries and frozen food. Well, this year, thanks to our partnerships with Feeding Tampa Bay, Publix, Dollar General, and Aldi, we were able to really expand what we were doing with fresh produce. This is the stuff that the store can no longer have on the shelf that we get, so we give that out with frozen food. And I can tell you that this year we really upped our game with frozen food. We're no longer giving out like 1 or 2 items, whatever we might have, and hope that we get through the line. We're giving enough for a family to be able to get through a week now with frozen food, and that is thanks mostly to Publix and Feeding Tampa Bay. So thank you guys for that. Some other things that we're able to do is really expand on giving out the pet food. And again, that is thanks mostly to individuals and the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. Those guys have been amazing working with us, making sure that we have enough to give out to people here. And we try to return the favor as much as we can to the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. But those guys are amazing down there. And one of our cats actually came from Humane Society of Tampa Bay. He's our first cat and our big boy. He's what appears to be a Balinese cat, and he's just a beautiful cat. And thank you again, Humane Society of Tampa Bay. And of course, I need to say that none of this could happen, none of it all could happen without the churches, clubs, organizations, businesses, and individuals that actually sponsor and support Messengers of Hope with finances. Those monthly finances that come in are essential. We have things to pay like rent and utilities. We have to pay for our phone bill, and we have to pay for the fuel and insurances, and all of that costs a lot of money. There's a lot of overhead. And of course, then there's also the acquisition of food. Not all the food is free. A lot of it is, but not all of it is free. And of course, there is the cost of picking up the food as well. So we have all of that we have to do. And our budget every year gets a little bit tighter and a little bit bigger because we're doing more than we've ever done before. And as I'm sure you understand, the cost of everything has gone up. So that makes it difficult on us as well. All of that being said, if you're able to help Messengers of Hope out financially, we would really, really appreciate that. It would actually get us through our goal of 2024. And of course, we are looking forward to 2024. It is a year that we hope that we can do much more. It is our 10th anniversary. We've been around since 2014, August of 2014. So in this August, we'll be celebrating 10 years of doing this with Messengers of Hope. And that, again, is thanks to all of you who support Messengers of Hope, volunteer with Messengers of Hope, and of course, pray for Messengers of Hope. Thank you so much for that. We really look forward to an amazing 2024. And in keeping with all the thanks, I again want to thank Michael Couch and Keystone Realty for actually sponsoring this episode of the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast. If you're interested in having your business, church, or club sponsor the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast, reach out to me on our Facebook page, Messengers of Hope Mission. We'll get you scheduled on here. A sponsorship is only $250 per episode, and that is evergreen content, meaning that every time someone listens to this episode, even a year or two from now, they will hear your ad on there. It does not change. It cannot change because it is a part of the episode. So it is a bargain to get it for that, and it is also a tax-deductible donation to Messengers of Hope Mission. It's a win-win for you, the sponsor of the podcast. In a recent episode of the Messenger of Hope Mission podcast, I said that I would be interviewing Jackson Davis. He's the Eagle Scout that worked on our mobile food pantry. The bus bought it, built it, and donated it to Messengers of Hope so that we have that mobile food pantry. Now, the interview hasn't happened yet, but we are going to be doing that sometime, hopefully this week, and either next week or the week after or very shortly thereafter, we will have Jackson on the podcast. So please be looking forward to that. Thanks for listening, guys. This is Bob. Catch you later. Okay, everyone, this is the point of the podcast where I get to make an appeal to you, the listener. Messengers of Hope is in need of volunteers to come help work at our warehouse. We have jobs as easy as sorting food and toiletries, items like light cleaning, all the way up to lifting and stacking of boxes. If you live in the greater Tampa Bay area and want to serve with Messengers of Hope, reach out today. Go to our Facebook page and message us directly. If you're not local or do not have the ability to volunteer at Messengers of Hope Warehouse, you can still make an impact. Messengers of Hope is in need of financial gifts. Donations are tax deductible as Messengers of Hope is a registered 501c3 nonprofit. You can go to our Facebook page and find an online donation portal or get the address and mail us a check. Any amount helps more than you may think. Just a bit of good news that the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast is now available not only on Spotify, but on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Podcast. Please follow us and share us with your friends. That's going to do it for this week's Messengers of Hope Mission podcast. In the words of Mother Teresa, if you can't feed 100 people, feed just one. This is Bob Gardner reminding you to make a difference in our world today. See you next time right here on the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast.